The trick in that situation is to think to yourself, what is the quickest way I get myself to my coffee? Hey, bud. Thinking, I'm gonna risk it for the, I know, I'm gonna risk it. We're running now. We have 24 acres of bushland, guys. And these guys just sprinted into it. I don't know how I'm gonna get him in now. So devastating. Now I just want to go back to that point in time where I said, I'm just gonna risk it for the biscuit and just slap myself in the face. Whoa. Alright guys, it's dawn and the sheep are out. Of course they are. It must have literally just happened because we watched the sheep walk straight past the house. The boys did anyway. I'll be able to get the boys into the paddock really easily. It's whether or not the girls follow. No, I just stepped in dog poo. Sheep, sheep! Sheep, sheep, sheep! Come on! He's so excited. Come on. I'll be doing this a lot in the last day or two. Hey, sheep, sheep! Come on. Come on. Alright. I don't think I'm going to mess around today, guys. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this temporary fence up on this line and try to funnel them in this way. Because otherwise I don't really see how else I'm going to get them in. Try and do it with as little pressure as possible. It's quite nice though. They are just staying in the one spot. They are freaked out. They have no idea what's going on. They're not like running around the place trying to find their old flock. So yeah, that's a really good. I'm lucky. So right there is the enclosure. This is the old paddock. I've got one line straight down this side here. So let's just straighten these up so that there aren't any inviting gaps. These guys are fence busters. Like to get away from me, they will not hesitate to take a couple of electric shocks. They know what an electric shock is. Probably more than my sheep do, because they come from a cow farm. They come from a dairy. The trick in that situation is to think to yourself, what is the quickest way I get myself to my coffee? And the answer is being patient and setting up a fence, not getting angry, because these guys are just scared. And they want grass, and they want safety. There they are. So they haven't actually moved from that spot. It's kind of good. It just means they're a different type of scared. Our only option is going to be to herd them in that direction. I might need Diane's help before she goes to work. Hopefully they just try and head towards the boys. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Sheep, sheep, sheep. Yeah, see how far away they are from me? Like they are. Like the boys at least will wait for me to come up real close. So I just want to put a bit of pressure on them. Sheep, sheep, sheep. I want them to keep going, but last time they were in this corner, they turned around and came back the other way. There we go, there we go. Look at that. So now we want to get to the left of them. There we go, there we go. Don't bust the fence. If I put pressure on the left of them, they should move in. They're at my fence now. You can't really see them. They are. Cool, they're heading the, yep, there we go. They're heading the direction I want them to. Beautiful. You can see them silhouetting along that fence line. Cool. So now they've found the boys. All right, they're right next to the boys. Now my job is to use the orange fence to block them in there. So this is, we're just gonna click this one because it's a bit awkward to get to and I just wanna kind of hurry that process. So, all right, we did it. Good job all. So you might be wondering, how could I have let this happen? New sheep, absolutely flighty. They're just out first day, first thing in the morning. To be completely honest, guys, I'm not really too worried about it. I would have had to move them with all this fencing the way I'm doing it anyway. And I just wanted them to just be with the guys. That was more important to me. Because this isn't that stressful. I've got to be able to figure out ways to manage them, and this seems to work. I wanted to see if they respected the fence in a context that is just them going through it to get to other grass, and they respected it, which is really good. I was not expecting them to respect the fence. I was expecting to have to get them into a corner, pen them in with the chicken netting, then create more of a funnel to where I want them to go. But if I can do it this way, then that's just cruisy. So you can see I've got the fence over there, and I'm just gonna run this netting down to the chook fence. They've more or less completely enclosed, apart from like a gap here or there. And then I can hopefully convince them to go hang out with the boys, which would be really nice. So I'll close this gap up, then I'll bring a section of the fence down where the boys are. They might come out as well, but then we'll try and convince them all to go in. And then hopefully these ewes will get used to us being their friends. Sun's out, Di's come to keep us company. But there's one really important thing that we need to do before we continue ahead with the sheep. And that is let the chooks out, because it's daylight now. Oh. Hey, bud. Check everything over. Water, feed, they've got feed, no water. So I'll be going and grabbing some more of that once we're done with the sheep. Got a bit of a fence down over here too. The fence is down. That's the crossing point. The boys are up there. Hopefully they don't realize there's a gap in the fence. But now we're gonna just pressure the girls down towards that section, and hopefully they respect the fence. Otherwise it's gonna be a busy day of rounding up sheep. Let's be honest. So I don't want to go anywhere near them. They're over there in that corner. They're backed into a corner, right? So I don't want to walk coming from the direction of the paddock. I want them to exit into the paddock, but run down the fence line so they go into the enclosure. So we're going on the outside now. And I'm just gonna slowly walk forward, not scaring them, continuing to talk. Sheep, sheep, sheep. There they are. So you can see, there they go. That's all we want. We just want to pressure them, keep them along that fence line. Oh, straight in, straight in. That's not respecting the fence. Oh, I can't fix it because they're too close. Oh man, if they just bust fences like that, I'm in trouble. I mean, we knew we were up for a challenge, but they're in. Success. They're in with the boys. I think I'm gonna have to give them much larger paddocks in the short term though. Guys, the fence is on. All the sheep are in the enclosure. That's not ideal though. She's on the fence line down there. Oh, there we go. She got zapped. Beautiful. All right. Oh. They see the fence. They respect it. Yes. Whew. All right, I need to get out of here, guys, because I'm scaring the sheep. But that was really good. The big mama, she touched her foot on the fence. It zapped her. She freaked out. She started running towards the opposite side of the enclosure. And when she saw the fence, she respected it and didn't bust it. And swung a left away from me, back into the enclosure. So we've just had to get zapped. So now we just need to let them be. It's a good start to the day, to be honest. Even though I woke up to the sound of dogs barking at sheep that were in our garden. So it's just a lesson, guys. If you just remain calm, not frustrated, like I guarantee you 6 months ago I would have been so stressed and frustrated trying to get these guys in. But if you just think logically about it, put up a couple of extra fences, you're better off spending that time straight out the gate and making your life easier than trying to cut corners just because it's 6 a.m. Doesn't mean anything to them. It's daylight to them. All right, I'll see you a bit later.
You guys have been asking for more cooking videos from us, so I'm not an expert at them and I don't think I ever will be, but I will show you guys a bit of our dinner for tonight. We're having pork belly baos, which is a Chinese dish with a braised pork belly in a Chinese flavored sauce. It's super delicious with these really fluffy steamed buns, and you can have any kind of fixins inside. We'll probably have just greens from our garden. Maybe if I find some carrot, we'll do that as well. But yeah, super excited for that. So the recipe's pretty simple, and I'll link down below Josh Wiseman's recipe for it, but essentially all I did was sear the pork belly after I had cut it up, salt, pepper of course before you sear it, and then into the sauce I deglazed it with 2 cups of water, 3 tablespoons of dark soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of normal soy sauce, and then because I didn't have the Szechuan wine, I substituted it for sake wine, so 3 tablespoons of that with a tablespoon or so of sweet soy sauce, which is really sticky and delicious. I did also add some honey because I didn't have the rock salt, and that's the best thing about cooking is you can really easily substitute ingredients when you don't have them. As long as you've practiced enough times, you'll get a flavor for it and know what you can substitute with.
Very exciting day today because it is sheep moving day. It's the first time they're being moved since we got the new ewes. They're on the other side of the paddock now. They're keeping a wide berth from me, but I'm going to need to create some noise, get the whippersnipper going, and clear them a paddock which will be twice the size that it has normally been. So I've ran into an interesting hurdle. I want to chat about it. So the sheep are over there. I'm putting them into a new paddock. It's over here. And I don't have enough stakes to put in the ground. And I have flighty sheep. Normally I just don't care. I just go and grab stakes from the other paddock. It kind of leaves the fence up. I grab the middle ones and then I can bring them over, set up the proper paddock. If the sheep get out, it doesn't really matter because they follow a bucket. Right now, I don't want the sheep to get out. I want them to go straight into the next paddock. So my pro tip is what you want to do is you want to set up just the corners. Eris, come here, come here, come here. Good boy, come on, come on. Come on, good boy, come here, sit, sit, good boy. Thank you for coming. Good boy, all right, go on. Menace. So what I've done is I've set up the 4 corners, and I've got a bit of a gutter in there, so I've just set up the most important parts. Now I can run my line all the way around to each corner, and these posts just snap into the middle. So I can then go and selectively grab poles that I need to get this functioning, and then put them in place. You'll see me doing that. Okay, we learned a valuable lesson today. Pay attention to the reel and what it's doing, because while I was walking around, it actually came loose. It must have been when I reeled it up just before. I didn't reel it tight. So because it was loose, it kind of slipped off the spinner and got caught in the gears. And I have just spent a very frustrating, it's been like 45 minutes to an hour just getting that untangled. So a 20-second walk just turned into a nightmare. Woosa, man, that's like killed all my time for the morning. I've got band practice this afternoon, so it's so frustrating. I'm just going to try and smash this out and get the sheep on new grass so I can. All right, I'm going to get to it because I'm wasting time now. All right. We are good. I'm just going to tighten it up a little bit before I start trying to move these guys. It's going to be interesting, that's to say the least. It's like a bit of a weird angle. I can't just put this fence down and like let them in. I'm going to have to try and convince them to go in. That's right, we'll be creative. All right, guys, well, this shouldn't be too hard because I've still got the chooks right here. They move tomorrow, but I still have kind of a fence over the back where I was like stopping them from escaping when I was first trying to get them in the pen. So I'm thinking I'm going to risk it for the, I'm going to risk it, and I'm just going to pop this down. I'm going to open the fence up, and then I'm going to be the barrier here to try and just herd them into that enclosure. I think that'll be the way to go about it, because I know the boys will go in. And I'm hoping that them going in will encourage the girls too. And I'd like to see what happens as well. So, yeah, let's just see what happens, I guess. There we go. All right. So we've got kind of like a bit of a... Oh, the fence is down all the way around. I didn't anticipate that. The boys went in. There they go. So now I just need the girls to do the same. There they are. The fence still seems pretty up on that side. So if I just keep talking out loud, hopefully they'll skirt that left side. And head up. Up, 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 up. Don't jump the fence. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Up, up, up. Come on. Oh, this is not ideal. Oh, I don't want to go that way. Fence there. There we go. That's a bit better. That gives me a little bit more confidence with them coming towards the fence line. My fence thing over there. Up, up. Oh, I just don't want to go that way. Oh. That's so annoying. Oh, and I've got half down fences everywhere. Why don't you want to go that way? Okay, it's not the drone. It's not stopping them. I really think they're just afraid of the fence maybe, which is a good thing, but it's kind of like they've still got to cross it. They just got to know when they can and when they can't. So if I give them pressure, there they go. Oh, they're out? All right, cool. But they're going really far away. Oh, as we're running now. Oh man, they are boosting. Oh, that's so upsetting. Come on. Oh, they're into the forest, great. Oh my God. Guys, I left like one gap in the fence line and they just went straight for it. These guys know. Oh, I'm so depressed now. I've spent, guys, this move has taken all morning. I've been out here since 9:30 and it's midday. Like between tangling wires. I don't know how I'm gonna get them in now. So devastating. Guys, cutting corners is stupid. I put so much work into not cutting corners, and then now I just want to go back to that point of time where I said, I'm just gonna risk it for the biscuit and just slap myself in the face. Because like, we have 24 acres of bushland, guys, and these guys just sprinted into it. And I don't know where they are. I can't see them. Luckily, a lot of this fencing is sheep fencing. So I'm anticipating that they're gonna, oh, I see them. All right, they're still in the paddock. That's good. There are still some holes and gaps. And honestly, if I'm not smart about how I do this, I'm gonna push them into the neighboring property. And there's not many fences out there. So, all right. As long as I keep talking and they know where I am, we're right on the border of our property now. They're right on the fence line that doesn't have sheep fencing.
Unfortunately, guys, this day was just one of those days. The camera's memory card had no more memory on it. I instead had to capture the rest of the footage on my phone. Footage that I was destined to lose along with the phone itself not long after. I'm telling you guys, I was absolutely cursed this day. Not surprisingly, I was pretty frustrated, and so I should have been. I didn't even follow my own rules.
Put up a couple of extra fences. You're better off spending that time straight out the gate and making your life easier than trying to cut corners just because it's 6 a.m.
So the sheep didn't seem to actually want to go too far into the forest. Luckily, they skirted the edge of the bush and made their way back to the garden that they had scouted earlier in the week. From there, it was a rinse and repeat of my experience at 6 a.m. earlier in the video. I was pretty stoked to get them back in the enclosure, and I'll be making a mental note to set up paddocks next to each other in the future. And also to stop cutting corners. You'd be glad to know I made it to band practice on time and no one was frazzled with my lack of tardiness. Thanks so much for watching, guys. There is so much more to see from us coming into the near future. So please throw us a like, hit the subscribe button to support us on this journey.